the majority of leaders that struggled to be able to move forward with their business long term did not know how to tell a story.
Yeah.
Did not know how to inspire vision.
Yeah.
Or the stories they told weren't true. And that, that's another thing that happens.
Yeah. A few years ago, I think it was like 2016, 17, there's a big study that Harvard did in regards to leadership communication skills. It was one of the biggest, actually. I think they studied about 10,000 leaders from all around the world. And they found a few interesting things. First, they were able to determine really quickly that the higher you move up the leadership role or position in an organization, the more importance your communication skills. They even said that certain positions, like 80-90% of what you were doing in your day-to-day was related to communication, whether that be public communication, interpersonal communication, now digital communication. But if you think about it, like most of the time what you're doing in your day-to-day, especially when you're at a leadership position, is communicating, right? So I always tell my clients, I'm like, look, if I were to tell you, I'll give you your job description, I'm like, 80% of your job's going to be to communicate. You better be good at it, right? Because that's a big chunk of your responsibility. So the first thing they found in this study was the higher you move up, the more importance your communication skills come, right? And the second thing they found is that we know that they got to communicate really well. They got to be effective communicators. So what is effective communication? They kind of synthesized it in three main characteristics. They said an effective communicator is someone who communicates with simplicity, right? Clarity, and with relevancy. Okay, simplicity, being able to communicate in a way that anyone can understand using simple language. Clarity is having objectives. Relevancy has to do more with emotion, right? How do you make something relevant for the other person? And we know as human beings, we find things relevant when we feel things. It's not just about the arguments, it's also about what we feel. And when they were studying these 10,000 leaders, what they found is that less than 10% of them could be considered effective communicators. They didn't have these characteristics, and the one that they lacked the most was relevancy. Most leaders, some of them knew how to do simple or clear communication, but they had no idea about how to make things relevant. And that's where I think storytelling fits like a perfect ring, because storytelling is all about that. It's all about how you can make any message or any idea relevant to the audience by making them feel something.
Yeah, I love that.